Hey everybody, my name's Kathy Ekdahl and my business is Personal Best Personal Training. And today I'm going to demonstrate a warm-up and I'm hoping you'll be able to follow along as I do this. So this is something I might do at home or I might do on the golf course about a half an hour before I play. And I'm going to take you through several different iterations of this and then you can follow along and incorporate what you like. I think the most important thing about a warm-up is that you're limbering, creating mobility, creating flexibility in the body parts you use during golf. So just a random warm-up is not nearly as important as a specific warm-up for the areas that need work during your golf game. So the first thing is we want our thoracic spine to be very mobile. So I'm going to work on that initially. And what I might do is just get into my golf stance, soft knees, no club, arms across the chest, and I'm just turning my shoulders. And I'm just turning my shoulders without turning my hips. Okay, so we're not thinking about the golf swing. We're thinking about turning as big as we can in a slight hip hinge. So it would look something like this. And it's really great practice to kind of figure out whether you're turning enough on your backswing or following through enough. Another variation of that, which I absolutely love, is again, get in your golf stance, palms forward this time, and then rotate one arm up really big and then the other. And you'll notice, yes, my knees are bending a little bit. That's okay. This isn't our golf swing. This is our warm-up. So those are two really nice thoracic mobility drills. I also sometimes will just sit in a chair with my arms across my chest and work on getting as big a twist as I possibly can. So I highly recommend that you do those. The second thing we're going to work on is hip rotation today. And there are many different ways to stretch your hips. One way I stretch my hips is just taking my club, leaning on it, and sitting back to get into this external rotation position. We're going to do the other leg. Same thing, sitting back into this external rotation position. I might do it 3 or 4 times a leg to just kind of test the mobility. Okay, so I've got that going. Now I'm going to do some hip rotation. So I'm going to use my club and I'm going to rotate that hip as big as I can. You're going to go up, out, back, and in. The back and in is pretty important, so make sure that you're really getting in and back as you come here. And you don't want to be hip hiking, okay? So it's knee up, out, circle around. You might do 6 or 8 of these in a row to get your hips nice and loose. The second thing I'm going to do for my hips is I'm going to just work on my lower body rotation. So I can throw a club into the ground like this, and then I'm just going to turn my hips. And I'm pressing into the club to give me some level of stability, but you can see this is a more common golf motion that you might see. So I'm really going to try to turn my hips right to left. You're sinking the club into the ground. Next, I'm going to try some lunges, and I'll try it from a side view. And so what I want to do is I'm trying to loosen up the front of my hip, arms overhead, here, and I might alternate legs. Today, I'm just showing you one side because I have had a hip replacement, and it doesn't look so pretty on this side. So it would look something like that. Arms overhead. You bring your arms overhead in golf, right? So even this, for people who are really tight, is a wonderful golf warm-up. When you bring your arms over your head, do not arch your back, okay? It's just right here. So we've warmed up the hips, we've stretched the hips, we've warmed up our mid-body, we've stretched our mid-body. This is another fabulous drill because this is external rotation, all right? And it's the same as this or here, okay, and follow through here. So this is nice. It really opens up the chest muscles and warms up the rotator cuff. Lastly, take your hands behind you, squeeze those shoulder blades, squeeze them together to open up your chest. A lot of times people have shoulder problems because their chest is too tight. Now, if you have any other areas that you'd like to warm up, you certainly should. So, for example, I might stretch my hamstrings. If I was the kind of person who had tight hamstrings, this is the drill I would do. I would just sit back, come up, sit back, come up. Now notice, I'm not holding these stretches. We know through research that holding stretches for a long time before golf actually will decrease power and speed and accuracy. So you just hold very briefly, whatever you choose to do. How about this? So you can just hold on to a club and lift each single knee. This works on your balance and your stability and really warms up the front of the hips. If I wanted to do a more dynamic, forceful, I would hold my knee into my chest. So that's opening up your hips and loosening up the front of your hips. You might want to stretch your calves. You might want to stretch the back of your shoulder a little bit. That for me is not nearly as important a stretch as this one. So those are some real quick ideas. You should try them out, see what you like, what your body needs. You know, maybe 5 minutes of that before you head out to the first tee. And keep me posted. Let me know how that goes. My name is Kathy again, and my business is Personal Best Personal Training. And you can always email me anytime at Kathy@personalbestpersonaltraining.com. Give that a shot. Let me know how it goes.